Welcome to free online classes of physics with Lambosa. So, previous lecture we discussed major parts of electromagnetic spectrum, and while discussing each part, we studied the sources which produces electromagnetic waves in that region, the detectors which detects electromagnetic waves corresponding to that region, properties of electromagnetic waves and uses of that electromagnetic waves. So under four sub points we have studied each region or major part of electromagnetic waves. And finally the seventh part of electromagnetic spectrum was radio waves, and that radio waves are mainly used for wireless communication. So in any communication, there are two stations, transmitting station and receiving station. And between that two stations, information is transmitted from transmitting station to receiving station without using wires or material medium between the two stations by using radio waves. So here we are studying the propagation of electromagnetic waves. And to understand that propagation of electromagnetic waves, we will first learn about the Earth's atmosphere. So what is Earth's atmosphere? It is gaseous envelope surrounding the Earth. That gaseous envelope surrounding the Earth is called Earth's atmosphere. And this atmosphere is divided into different layers. You can see here. This is surface of Earth, and these are the different layers of that atmosphere. And all that layers are nothing but gaseous envelope, and this gaseous envelope is bounded with Earth due to its gravitational attraction. So this is the different layers of Earth's atmosphere: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere. Ionosphere is the outermost layer. Ionosphere is the outermost layer of Earth's atmosphere. And this Earth's atmosphere is bounded with Earth due to gravitational attraction. Now, if we want to explain Earth's atmosphere, this Earth's atmosphere is divided into different layers which are shown in this figure. So the layer which is in contact with Earth's surface is the troposphere, and it extends up to 12 km above the Earth's surface. The second layer is the stratosphere, and it extends from 12 km to 30 km above the Earth's surface. Third layer is the mesosphere, and it extends from 30 km to 80 km above the Earth's surface. And in that mesosphere, there is a ozone layer of width 20 km. From 30 km to 50 km, there is a ozone layer. So this ozone layer is the part of mesosphere. And outermost layer of Earth's atmosphere is the ionosphere. And this ionosphere is extending from 80 km to 400 km above the Earth's surface. So in this way we can say that Earth's atmosphere extends up to 400 km above the Earth's surface or from the Earth's surface. And as we can see here, this Earth's atmosphere uh, having divided into different layers, but these layers are not having the sharp boundaries. Layers are not having the sharp boundaries, and one layer is overlapping on another, or there are no gaps between the layers of atmosphere. And as you can see here, this ionosphere has three sub layers: thermosphere, Kinley heaviside layer, and Appleton layer. These are the three sub layers of ionosphere. And this atmosphere is helping in propagation of electromagnetic waves. That's why we want to learn or revise about the Earth's atmosphere. So Earth's atmosphere changes slightly from place to place, you can say layer to layer along the altitude. So troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere and ionosphere are the different layers of the Earth's atmosphere. And this Earth's atmosphere is changing slightly from place to place or layer to layer along the altitude, along the height. Now, these layers have no sharp boundaries. Different layers are overlapping on each other. There are no gaps between any two layers. Now, atmosphere consists of different gases. As we have seen that gaseous envelope surrounding the earth is nothing but atmosphere. And this earth's atmosphere consists the different gases, dust particles, smoke and water vapors. These are the contents of the atmosphere. Now, Earth's atmosphere is spread up to 400 km above the Earth's surface. You can see here. The first layer extends from 0 to 12 km and the outermost layer is up to 80 km to 400 km. That's why Earth's atmosphere is spread up to 400 km above Earth's surface. Now, the density of air in atmosphere decreases with increase in height from Earth's surface. As we go upward from the surface of Earth, troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere, like that, if we go upward from the Earth's surface, what is happening? Density of air in the different layers are decreasing with increasing height from Earth's surface. And this Earth's atmosphere helps in propagation of electromagnetic waves from one place to other place. As we have discussed, that is from transmitting station to receiving station. In order to transfer information, electromagnetic waves are used, especially radio waves. So we will learn here modes of propagation of electromagnetic waves, especially radio waves. How many ways are there to propagate electromagnetic waves from one place to another place for wireless communication? So, electromagnetic waves in the frequency range of few hertz to about 10 raised to 11 hertz, that electromagnetic waves are generally called radio waves. And we know that radio wave is the major region of the electromagnetic spectrum, seventh region it is. And electromagnetic waves in radio wave region has longest wavelength but shortest or small minimum frequency, minimum energy. And the wavelength range of that radio waves is from few hertz to about 10 raised to 11 hertz. So the radio waves are the electromagnetic waves whose frequency range is like this. Few hertz to about 10 raised to 11 hertz. या फ्रिक्वेन्सी रेंज मध्ये ज्या रेडिओ वेव्स आहेत, ज्या इलेक्ट्रोमॅग्नेटिक वेव्स आहेत, त्या इलेक्ट्रोमॅग्नेटिक वेव्सला we are calling as a radio waves. And these radio waves are useful for transmission of information from one place to another place without the help of wires or any material medium that we are going to explain here. So first of all, what are the radio waves? Radio waves are the electromagnetic waves in the frequency range of few hertz to about 10 raised to 11 hertz. या फ्रिक्वेन्सी रेंज मधील इलेक्ट्रोमॅग्नेटिक वेव्स ना आपण रेडिओ वेव्स असं म्हणणार आहात. And using that radio waves, we are transferring information from one place to another place without the help of wires or any other material. So how that information is transferred from transmitting station to receiving station, we will just review about that. That means for wireless communication between transmitting station and receiving station, we are using that electromagnetic waves called as radio waves. So here the information to be transmitted, वायरलेस कम्युनिकेशन मध्ये दोन स्टेशन आहे, ट्रान्समिटिंग स्टेशन आणि रिसिव्हिंग स्टेशन. यातील ट्रान्समिटिंग स्टेशन जवळ इन्फॉर्मेशनचा सोर्स असणार आणि रिसिव्हिंग स्टेशन मध्ये इन्फॉर्मेशनचा युजर असणार. सो सोर्स इज at transmitting station and user is at receiving station. या सोर्स जवळ जी इन्फॉर्मेशन आहे, the information to be transmitted is initially converted into an electrical signal of very low frequency. That means maybe audio speech, maybe computer data, maybe any text message, that will be the information. And that information which is to be transmitted between the two stations is initially converted into an electrical signal of low frequency. Now, this electrical signal is superimposed on high frequency oscillating current flowing through a metallic conductor of suitable shape and size. And that metallic conductor is called as a transmitting antenna. So this transmitting antenna is located at the transmitting station, and this transmitting antenna is nothing but metallic conductor of suitable shape and size, and through that metallic conductor high frequency oscillating current is flowing, and on that high frequency oscillating current this low frequency electrical signal is superimposed, and that low frequency electrical signal actually contains the information, but that information is now in electrical form, and that electrical form is now superimposed on high frequency oscillating current which is flowing through transmitting antenna. Now this transmitting antenna radiates the corresponding radio waves into atmosphere. म्हणजे या रेडिओ वेव्ह जवळ हाय फ्रिक्वेन्सी वेव्ह असणार आणि त्याच्या जवळ लो फ्रिक्वेन्सी इन्फॉर्मेशन इन द फॉर्म ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिकल सिग्नल सुपर इम्पोज झालेलं असणार आहे. सो ट्रान्समिटिंग अँटिना रेडिएट्स द करस्पॉन्डिंग रेडिओ वेव्स इन टू द atmosphere. Now at the receiving station, there is another metallic conductor of suitable shape and size called as receiving antenna. So there will be the receiving antenna mounted at the receiving station. When these radio waves are intercepted by receiving antenna, ज्या रेडिओ वेव्स ना ट्रान्समिटिंग अँटिनानं रेडिएट केलेल्या ऍटमॉस्फिअर मध्ये, त्या रेडिओ वेव्स ज्यावेळी रिसिव्हिंग अँटिना बरोबर इंटरसेप्ट होतील त्यावेळी त्या रिसिव्हिंग अँटिना मध्ये a small varying EMF is induced in that receiving antenna. Now, this EMF is nothing but electromotive force, which is energy, form of energy, and such a small varying EMF, changing EMF is induced in that receiving antenna. When that will be induced? When radio waves which are transmitted by transmitting antenna are intercepted by the receiving antenna. That time in that receiving antenna this small varying EMF is induced. Now this EMF is now amplified and decoded to obtain the information contained in original signal, because the radio wave is carrying the information, and that information is in the form of electric signal that should be decoded in the original information. So this is how information from transmitting station can be transmitted to receiving station with the help of radio waves. And this is the process of wireless communication. And for that purpose, Earth's atmosphere is playing an important role. So modes of propagation of electromagnetic waves. इथं ज्या इलेक्ट्रोमॅग्नेटिक वेव्स ट्रान्समिटिंग स्टेशन पासून रिसिव्हिंग स्टेशन पर्यंत प्रोपॅगेट करत आहेत त्याचे डिफरंट मोड्स आहेत आणि या मोड्स मध्ये अर्थ ॲटमॉस्फिअर इज प्लेइंग अन इम्पॉर्टंट रोल. सी हियर, Earth's atmosphere helps in propagation of electromagnetic waves from one place, that means transmitting station, to other place, that is receiving station. म्हणजे ट्रान्समिटिंग स्टेशन पासून रिसिव्हिंग स्टेशन पर्यंत या इलेक्ट्रोमॅग्नेटिक वेव्हच्या प्रोपॅगेशन मध्ये Earth's atmosphere is playing a key role. These electromagnetic waves spread uniformly in vacuum or free space as there is no obstacle. व्हॅक्यूम किंवा फ्री स्पेस मधून जात असताना इलेक्ट्रोमॅग्नेटिक वेव्स युनिफॉर्मली स्प्रेडिंग होणार त्याचं, कारण तिथं कोणत्याही प्रकारचं ऑब्स्टॅकल असणार नाही. बट while propagating through Earth's atmosphere, see here, in Earth's atmosphere, these waves, that means electromagnetic waves, especially radio waves, can propagate in different ways depending upon type of wave and layer of atmosphere. So depending upon which type of wave is propagating through Earth's atmosphere and through which layer the wave is propagating, that wave will propagate in different way while traveling through Earth's atmosphere. So there are main three modes. There are main three modes of propagation of electromagnetic waves through Earth's atmosphere. First mode of propagation is called as ground wave propagation. That ground waves are nothing but radio waves. And this is the first mode of propagation from transmitter to receiver. Second mode of propagation is the sky wave propagation. And third mode of propagation is the space wave propagation. So these are the three main modes of propagation of electromagnetic waves through Earth's atmosphere. So in this way, the radio waves can propagate in different ways depending upon type of wave and layer of atmosphere. So the radio waves are propagating from transmitter to receiver in the three modes, in the three main modes: ground wave propagation, sky wave propagation, and space wave propagation. And their propagation modes are denoted by this diagram. So this diagram is explaining three main modes of propagation of radio waves. You can see here is the curved surface of Earth, and on that curved surface, this is a transmitting antenna. Here transmitter is there, transmitting station is here. So here transmitting antenna is mounted on our surface, and these are the two receiving antenna. So the information is at transmitter, and that should be given to the receiver, and that information is carried by the radio waves. In how many modes? Three modes, that are ground wave, sky wave, and space wave propagation. And as you can see here, from the transmitting antenna, when the radio waves are propagated and they follow the surface of Earth to reach the receiver, that time that waves are called as ground waves. So when the radio waves after transmitting antenna travels along the surface of Earth and reach the receiving antenna, that radio waves are called as the ground waves. Then sky waves are also radio waves. See here, the radio waves after transmitting antenna reach the receiving antenna either directly or after reflection from the ionosphere. That radio waves are called as the sky wave. And what are the space wave? Space waves are the radio waves which travels from transmitting antenna to receiving antenna either directly or after reflection from ground in tropospherical region. So these are the three ways with which the radio waves are traveling from, propagating from transmitting antenna to receiving antenna, and that decides the modes of propagation of electromagnetic waves. So let us learn each mode of propagation in detail. First of all, we will learn ground wave propagation, which is also called as surface or medium wave propagation. So that ground wave propagation can be defined like this. See here. When radio waves from transmitting antenna propagate along the surface of Earth so as to reach the receiving antenna, the wave propagation is called ground wave propagation or surface wave propagation or medium wave propagation. म्हणजे ग्राउंड वेव्ह प्रोपॅगेशन मध्ये रेडिओ वेव्स फ्रॉम ट्रान्समिटिंग अँटिना propagates close to the surface of Earth so as to reach the receiving antenna. That time that wave propagation is called as ground wave propagation. Secondly, surface wave propagation, and third name is the medium wave propagation, which is shown in this diagram. So this is the transmitter, transmitting antenna, and receiving antenna will be anywhere on the earth surface. या ट्रान्समिटिंग अँटिना पासून ट्रान्समिट होणाऱ्या रेडिओ वेव्स propagate along the surface of Earth. You can see here. Radio waves are propagating along the surface of Earth, and they are moving along the curved surface of Earth so as to reach such a receiving antenna. And that type of wave propagation is nothing but ground wave propagation or surface wave propagation or medium wave propagation. We want to explain this type of propagation, this mode of propagation. See here, ground waves are the radio waves having frequency up to 2 megahertz. म्हणजे ज्या रेडिओ वेव्हची फ्रिक्वेन्सी 2 मेगाहर्ट्ज पर्यंत आहे त्या रेडिओ वेव्हजना आपण म्हणणार आहात ग्राउंड वेव्स. अँड दिस ग्राउंड वेव्स और रेडिओ वेव्स propagate close to the surface of Earth and moves along its curved surface from transmitter to receiver. ज्या रेडिओ वेव्हची फ्रिक्वेन्सी अप टू 2 मेगाहर्ट्ज आहे त्या रेडिओ वेव्हजना आपण ग्राउंड वेव्स म्हणणार आहे. So these ground waves, after transmitting antenna, propagate close to the surface of Earth and moves along its curved surface from transmitter to receiver. And as that waves are traveling close to the Earth's surface, they are undergoing diffractions or collisions with the obstacles which are present on the Earth's surface, just like mountains are there, trees are there, houses are there, and with that obstacles they are colliding. And due to that colliding, what is happening? Hence, radio waves induce currents in the ground and lose their energy by absorption. And due to that, that radio waves cannot transfer signal over the long distance. As that radio waves, that means ground waves, propagate close to the surface of Earth and moves along the curved surface from transmitter to receiver. Along that path, they will collide with number of obstacles on the Earth's surface. And due to that collision, radio waves will induce currents in the ground and lose their energy by absorption. Therefore, the signals cannot be transmitted by that radio waves over the long distance. Now, if we use high frequency radio waves for the propagation, ground wave propagation साठी आपण high frequency radio waves जर use केली, then its absorption increases and that radio wave become weak. म्हणजे ह्या लो फ्रिक्वेन्सी रेडिओ वेव्स ज्या वेळेला ग्राउंड वरून प्रोपॅगेट होत असताना, अर्थच्या सरफेसच्या क्लोज प्रोपॅगेट होत असताना, their absorption increases. But if we use high frequency radio waves from ground wave propagation, then its absorption also increases and they becomes weak. Due to these reasons, ground wave propagation is suitable for low frequency radio waves and medium frequency radio waves up to 2 megahertz only. Means this ground wave propagation is suitable for low frequency and medium frequency up to 2 megahertz only. That's why ground waves are radio waves having frequency up to 2 megahertz. या फ्रिक्वेन्सीच्या रेडिओ वेव्स कडूनच ग्राउंड वेव्ह प्रोपॅगेशन आपण करून घेऊ शकतो. So hence that ground wave propagation is called as medium wave propagation, because we cannot use high frequency radio waves for the ground wave propagation. It is suitable for low frequency and medium frequency up to 2 megahertz only. That's why ground wave propagation is called as medium wave propagation. And the range, maximum range of ground wave propagation depends upon the two factors. ग्राउंड वेव्ह प्रोपॅगेशन न तुम्ही जेवढ्या डिस्टन्सवर सिग्नल ट्रान्समिट करू शकता त्या डिस्टन्सला आपण रेंज म्हणू शकतो त्या प्रोपॅगेशनची किंवा कम्युनिकेशनची. आणि ह्या ग्राउंड वेव्ह प्रोपॅगेशनची मॅक्झिमम रेंज जी आहे डिपेंड्स अपॉन द टू फॅक्टर्स. फर्स्ट वन इज द फ्रिक्वेन्सी ऑफ रेडिओ वेव्स and second one, power of transmitter decides the maximum range of ground wave propagation. The use of that ground wave propagation is, with the help of ground wave propagation we can communicate local broadcasting. So ground wave propagation is used for local broadcasting. Up to certain distance we can communicate with the help of ground wave propagation. So this was the first mode of propagation of electromagnetic waves, ground wave propagation. Now let us learn second mode, which is called as the sky wave propagation, or it is also called as ionospheric wave propagation. It can be defined like this. When radio waves from the transmitting antenna reach the receiving antenna either directly or after reflection in the ionosphere, then that wave propagation is called sky wave propagation or ionospheric propagation, which is shown in this diagram. You can see here, this one is the transmitter and is the receiver, and the radio waves from transmitter reach the receiver either directly through sky, they can reach the receiver, or they can reach after reflection from the ionosphere. Due to that only, sky wave propagation is also called as ionospheric propagation. We can explain this wave propagation. So sky waves are the radio waves of frequency 2 megahertz to 30 megahertz. म्हणजे ज्या रेडिओ वेव्हची फ्रिक्वेन्सी 2 मेगाहर्ट्ज टू 30 मेगाहर्ट्ज या दरम्यान असेल त्या रेडिओ वेव्हजना आपण स्काय वेव्स म्हणणार आहोत. So this is definitely high frequency radio waves. So these high frequency radio waves propagate through atmosphere. That means they can propagate through troposphere, they can propagate through stratosphere, they can propagate through mesosphere also, but they cannot propagate through ionosphere. And due to that, they are reflected back from the ionosphere and received by a receiving antenna. As the sky waves are having high frequency from 2 megahertz to 30 megahertz, they can propagate, they can penetrate first three layers of the Earth's atmosphere, but they cannot pass through ionosphere. Due to that, from the ionosphere, they are reflected back and received by the receiving antenna. So the radio waves having high frequency propagate through three layers of the atmosphere and reflected back from the fourth layer, which is the ionosphere, and received by the receiving antenna. For this reason, because as these waves are reflected from the ionosphere and received by the receiving antenna, for this reason sky wave propagation is also called as ionospheric propagation. Now, why that radio waves are called as sky wave? We can learn here. These waves propagate through sky from transmitter to receiver antenna. म्हणजे ट्रान्समिटिंग अँटिना पासून रिसिव्हिंग अँटिना पर्यंत पोहोचेपर्यंत their propagation is totally through sky. That's why that waves are called as sky waves. Now let us learn the use of this sky wave propagation. This sky wave propagation is suitable for medium wave as well as high frequency radio waves. Sky wave propagation आपण medium wave ते high frequency radio wave च्या मदतीने करू शकतो. That's why it is global communication all around the world. Sky wave propagation ला आपण global communication म्हणू शकतो all around the world. And for that global communication, we are using sky wave propagation. So this was the second mode of propagation of electromagnetic wave. So, okay, let us learn about the third mode of wave propagation, which is the space wave propagation or tropospherical wave propagation. And in this mode of wave propagation, we can define when the radio waves from the transmitting antenna reach the receiving antenna either directly or after reflection from the ground in troposphere. That wave propagation is called space wave propagation or tropospherical propagation. So in this mode of wave propagation, radio waves are propagating from transmitting antenna to receiving antenna either directly or after reflection from ground in the troposphere, which is explained in this diagram. You can see here is a transmitting antenna and this one is the receiving antenna. And the radio waves from this transmitter reach the receiver either directly. You can see this arrow shows direct transmission of radio waves from transmitter to receiver. Or they can also reach the receiver after reflection from troposphere. So these are the two ways with which radio waves can reach the receiver from transmitter in case of space wave propagation. So we can explain this space wave propagation. So the space waves are radio waves of very high frequency from 30 megahertz to 300 megahertz and more. म्हणजे स्पेस वेव्स मध्ये ज्या रेडिओ वेव्स आहेत त्या रेडिओ वेव्हची फ्रिक्वेन्सी व्हेरी हाय which ranges from 330 megahertz to 300 megahertz and more also. And due to their very high frequency, they can penetrate all the four layers of Earth's atmosphere. They can penetrate through troposphere, through stratosphere, through mesosphere, and they can also propagate through ionosphere. So these very high frequency radio waves can penetrate through ionosphere at the same time all the layers also and not reflected. As space waves are not reflected from the ionosphere, we can say that sky wave propagation is not possible with the help of space waves. See here. Therefore, sky wave propagation is not possible for these waves or space waves because that space waves are propagating through all the four layers of the atmosphere. They are not reflected back from the ionosphere. Due to that, skywave propagation is not possible by using these waves, by using the space waves. Also, the space waves can travel directly from transmitter to receiver. You can see here they are traveling directly from transmitter to receiver, or they can travel after reflection from ground in a tropospheric region. So these are the two ways in which space waves can travel from transmitter to receiver. Now, because of that, for this reason, space wave propagation is also called as tropospherical propagation. कारण ह्या ज्या स्पेस वेव्स आहेत, या स्पेस वेव्स ट्रान्समीटर टू रिसीव्हर दोन वेज न रीच होऊ शकतात. First one, they can travel, they can propagate either directly, or second, they can travel after reflection from ground in troposphere. And because of this, for this reason, space wave propagation is also called as tropospherical propagation. So let us learn the use of this wave propagation. Space wave propagation is used for television and radar broadcasting or communication. Space wave propagation is useful for television communication and radar communication. But this wave propagation has certain limitations. Space wave propagation has some limitations. That limitations due to line of sight, and limitation is due to curvature of Earth. So what is line of sight? Line of sight is the distance. It is the distance between transmitting antenna and receiving antenna at which they can directly see each other. As you can see here, both antennas are mounted on the surface of Earth. So here there will be the transmitting antenna and there will be the receiving antenna. The distance between the two antennas, transmitting and receiving antenna, at which they can directly see each other, that distance is nothing but line of sight. And this line of sight is also called as range of communication. Line of sight is also called as range of communication, which is nothing but distance between transmitting antenna and receiving antenna at which they can directly see each other. That distance is also called line of sight, which is nothing but range of communication. So in order to increase the range of communication, we should increase the heights of transmitting antenna as well as heights of receiving antenna. See here, thus range of communication with the help of space waves can be increased by increasing the heights of transmitting antenna and receiving antenna. And if we increase the heights of both antenna, then the effect of curvature of Earth can be minimized. You can see here, या दोन अँटिना ट्रान्समिटिंग आणि रिसिव्हिंग अँटिना आहेत, ते एकमेकांना या डिस्टन्सवर डायरेक्टली बघू शकत नाहीत. दे कॅनॉट सी डायरेक्टली इच अदर बिकॉज ऑफ कर्वेचर ऑफ अर्थ. आणि ह्या अर्थच्या कर्वेचरचा जर इफेक्ट मिनिमाइज करायचा असेल तर ओनली वन अल्टरनेटिव्ह इज टू इन्क्रीज द हाइट्स ऑफ ट्रान्समिटिंग अँटिना अँड रिसिव्हिंग अँटिना. So this is how we can minimize the effect of curvature of Earth. So here we have studied the first main three modes of communication with the help of radio waves: ground wave propagation, sky wave propagation, and space wave propagation. Now we will learn range of a signal. What is that range of signal? Is nothing but maximum distance over which a signal can reach. The maximum distance over which a signal can reach is called its range, and that signal is transmitted from transmitting antenna to receiving antenna, and that range of signal is nothing but maximum distance between that two antennas at which they can directly see each other. So here we want to explain the range of signal. For larger TV coverage, म्हणजे टेलिव्हिजन कम्युनिकेशनचं कव्हरेज जर लार्ज आपल्याला पाहिजे असेल तर height of the transmitting antenna should be as large as possible, just we have explained, in order to minimize the effect of curvature of earth. Height of transmitting antenna should be as large as possible. Then the TV coverage, TV communication coverage will be the larger. As shown in this diagram is the Earth's surface and is the center of Earth, and capital R is the radius of Earth. OA as well as OC is also radius of Earth, and these are the two antennas. A dash is the transmitting antenna and C dash is the receiving antenna. Height of transmitting antenna is H and height of receiving antenna is H dash. And B is point on the surface of Earth. So as we know that for larger TV coverage, height of the transmitting antenna should be as large as possible. Due to this reason, this is the reason why transmitting and receiving antenna are mounted on top of high-rise buildings. म्हणजे जिथं पण जास्त हाईट असेल, मग बिल्डिंग्स असतील किंवा एखादा माउंटन असेल, त्या बिल्डिंगच्या टॉपला हे दोन्हीही अँटिनाज माउंट केलेले असतात. फॉर व्हॉट? टू इन्क्रीज द रेंज ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन. So this is the reason why transmitting and receiving antennas are mounted on top of high-rise building, and due to that what will happen? The range of signal will increase. And to increase the range of signal, we should increase the heights of transmitting antenna as well as receiving antenna as large as possible. So here, what is the range? Range is the straight line distance from the point of transmission, that is top of the antenna, to the point on the earth where wave will hit while traveling along a straight line. You can see the meaning of this statement in this diagram. What is the range? Range is the straight line distance from point of transmission. Our signal will be transmitted from this antenna. So this is the top of antenna. Then from that top of antenna, the distance is measured up to the point at which the waves are hitting the surface of Earth. The waves will hit the Earth's surface at point B. So distance between A dash and B will be the range of communication or range of signal. As here stated, range is a straight line distance from the point of transmission, that means top of antenna, you can say here A dash. The A dash point pasun's straight line distance to the point B on the surface of Earth where the waves will hit while traveling along that straight line. So distance between A dash and B, that means A dash B distance, that is here D, is the range of signal. And that range of signal we want to calculate here. So what is H? H is height of transmitting antenna A dash, which is located at point A. And what is B here? B is point on the surface of Earth at which space waves hits the Earth's surface. That space waves are originated from the transmitting antenna, that means point A. And this H dash, height of receiving antenna, C dash, which is located at point C. Now, referring the same diagram, in figure from triangle O A dash B, see here, O A dash B is the right angle triangle. We can use Pythagoras theorem here. OA dash square equal to A dash B square plus OB square. So this is the hypotenuse. And its square equal to sum of square of the two sides. See here. And we can substitute OA dash square as R plus H. See here. R plus H bracket square is equal to D square plus R square using the same values. Now you can square this bracket. See here. R square plus H square plus twice HR, that is equal to D square plus R square. So this R square from both sides will get cancelled. At the same time, this H, which is the height of transmitting antenna, that will be very small as compared to the radius of Earth. See here, as H is less than R, we can neglect H square also. म्हणजे या मॅथमॅटिकल इक्वेशन मधील H स्क्वेअर आपण निग्लेक्ट करू शकतो. R स्क्वेअर कॅन्सल झाले, म्हणजे आपल्याला मिळेल D स्क्वेअर इक्वल टू ट्वाइस HR. Therefore D equal to nearly equal to root twice HR. So this is the expression for range of signal, which is the straight line distance from point of transmission to the point on surface of Earth at which the waves are hitting the Earth's surface. Now we want to increase this range of signal. Here range can be increased by mounting the receiver antenna of height h dash at point C on the surface of Earth. म्हणजे इथं जी सिग्नलची रेंज आपल्याला मिळालेली आहे D, which is given by the formula under root twice RH. This range of that signal can be increased by mounting receiving antenna of height h dash at point C on the surface of Earth. Then the range will be increased from D to D plus D dash. See here, range increases to D plus D dash, where this D dash we can calculate by the similar method. By using Pythagoras theorem, we can calculate H dash also. H dash, see here, H dash at the same time D dash we can calculate from this relation. D dash nearly equal to under root twice R H dash. So what will be the total range of that signal now? The total range of that signal will be the straight line distance from point of transmission to point of receiving. So total range of this signal equal to D plus D dash, which is equal to under root twice RH plus root twice R H dash. So in this way, range of signal we can increase by mounting another receiving antenna on the surface of Earth. So finally, we will learn two definitions. First one is the critical frequency. What is that? It is the maximum value of frequency of radio waves reflected back to the Earth from ionosphere when the waves are directed normally to the ionosphere. म्हणजे रेडिओ वेव्स आपण नॉर्मली डायरेक्ट करायच्या, प्रोपॅगेट करायच्या आयनोस्फियर कडे, आणि त्या आयनोस्फियर मधून मॅक्झिमम फ्रिक्वेन्सीची रेडिओ वेव्ह जी रिफ्लेक्ट होणार आहे त्या फ्रिक्वेन्सीला आपण क्रिटिकल फ्रिक्वेन्सी म्हणणार. सो व्हॉट इज क्रिटिकल फ्रिक्वेन्सी? It is the maximum value of frequency of radio waves reflected back to Earth from ionosphere. म्हणजे आयनोस्फियर कडे तुम्ही जर रेडिओ वेव्स डायरेक्ट केल्या नॉर्मल टू आयनोस्फियर, तर त्या आयनोस्फियर मधून त्या रेडिओ वेव्स रिफ्लेक्ट होणार आहे बॅक टू अर्थ. त्या रिफ्लेक्टेड वेव्स मधील मॅक्झिमम फ्रिक्वेन्सी ऑफ रेडिओ वेव्सला तुम्ही क्रिटिकल फ्रिक्वेन्सी म्हणू शकता. So it is the maximum value of frequency of radio waves reflected back to the Earth from ionosphere when that radio waves are directed normally to the ionosphere. And now the second definition is the skip distance, or it is also called as a zone. What is it? It is the shortest distance from a transmitter. ट्रान्समिटिंग स्टेशन पासून किंवा ट्रान्समिटिंग अँटिना पासूनचं शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टन्स measured along the surface of Earth at which a sky wave of fixed frequency greater than critical frequency will be returned to the surface of Earth after reflection from ionosphere. So this shortest distance from transmitter is called as skip distance. So simply, skip distance or zone is the shortest distance from transmitter measured along the surface of Earth, at which sky waves of fixed frequency greater than critical frequency will be returned to Earth after reflection from ionosphere. So in this way, we learn about the propagation of electromagnetic waves and three main modes of propagation of electromagnetic waves: ground wave propagation, sky wave propagation, and space wave propagation. And finally, here we learn a range of signal. How we can calculate range of signal? That means the maximum distance over which a signal can reach. That is called as a range of signal. So with this, we are ending this lecture.